Hi guys, it's Matthew from Astrological Observation, just calling in with a new moon report for the new moon that we have on the 30th of May in Gemini. This is at 9 degrees of Gemini and it's at 12:30 p.m. London time, but adjust your clock accordingly to whatever time zone you're in. And I want to just quickly remind people that I do have a YouTube channel, so it's basically a way of reaching people outside of Facebook. So because not everyone does Facebook. So the YouTube channel is called MC-Astro, and if you put in MC-Astro Eclipse, then you'll be able to find it. Some people have been finding it difficult to locate, and there's a DJ called MC-Astro. So you come up with loads of music when you look. Anyway, if you go over there, subscribe, hit the bell if you want notifications. Give me a like, leave me a comment. Always appreciated. But anyway, on Facebook, I'm at Astrological Observation. So again, if anyone's interested in a natal chart reading, synastry, transits, I'm available for those. So drop me a line, send me a message to my page, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So what can we say about the Gemini full new moon? The Gemini new moon, well, Gemini is a mutable air sign. The ruler is Mercury. And in this chart, we have Mercury stationing. So let's go through the planets, the placements, and then look at the aspects. And then I'll talk about what it all means. So we have the sun and the moon conjuncting as we have at a new moon in Gemini at 9 degrees. We have Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, at 26 degrees of Taurus. The North Node, 22 degrees. Uranus at 16 degrees of Taurus. Venus at 2 degrees of Taurus. And we have Jupiter conjunct Mars in Aries. Jupiter at 3 degrees and Mars at 4 degrees. Then we have Neptune, 25 degrees of Pisces. Saturn at 25 degrees of Aquarius, and Pluto up there at 28 degrees retrograde of Capricorn. So what are the main aspects that we need to look out for? Well, first of all, the aspect to the sun and the moon. It's creating a sextile to Jupiter and Mars. Mercury is trining Pluto. Mercury is also squaring Saturn, and Mercury is sextiling Neptune. So 4 main aspects that I'd like to talk about in relation to this new moon. But what can we say about Gemini? Well, Gemini is a mutable air sign, the ruler Mercury. The Mercury here is stationing, so it's been retrograding back from Gemini all the way to 26 degrees, and now it's stopped and it's getting ready to move forward. It'll be at 26 degrees for a couple of days before it moves forward. So kind of a stationary Mercury, I would say, is a powerful Mercury. So strong and creating many aspects across the chart. So Mercury rules communication. Gemini is very interested in communication. Some keywords for Gemini would be versatility, intelligence, being erudite, articulate. So questions of how we talk, who do we talk to, in what ways do we talk, what words do we use, what devices do we use to talk with people. So I was looking for some quotes regarding communication, and I stumbled upon some that I liked by the Persian poet Rumi. Rumi said, "Raise your words, not voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder." So an important observation from Rumi about the quality of our words, not leading to arguments, not leading to disagreements, not getting in the way of our relationships, but helping them grow. And also another one that I liked by Rumi was, since in order to speak, one must first listen, learn to speak by listening. So in a way, it's interesting because we learn to communicate by observing others, by listening to others' words and then copying those words. So Rumi there giving us a sense of the importance of listening and the importance of being kind and gentle in our words. And remember that the new moon is sextile Jupiter conjunct Mars, and Jupiter conjunct Mars could be expansive arguments, expansive, harsh words, Jupiter being the magnifying glass, Mars being combative, warlike, the planet of war. So don't be surprised if at this time you don't see an escalation in war. I mean, I think in the collective we have seen instances, as soon as Mars moves into Aries, we see instances of extreme violence. I mean, Mars in Aries, it can be very violent. So with this communicative Mercury element at the new moon, watch out for harsh words, watch yourself. I mean, don't raise your voice, like raise the quality of the way you speak and not be violent with your words. Mercury's also, with the trine to Pluto, gives us an ability to have an insight into key evolutionary things, changes that are going on around us. So keep an eye out for that. We have an ability to talk on a very deep level, Pluto being the lord of the underworld, Hades, who can kind of like see down, and the Mercury trine there, it's very happy. At the same time, the square to Saturn might see us being restricted by power, by authority figures, by older males. Oftentimes Saturn represents an older male, so the square from Mercury to Pluto can have that frustration with authorities that we've come to be accustomed to, I think, with Uranus squaring Saturn, and that will indeed come back in later reports. I'm sure we're going to talk about that again. And then we have Mercury sextile Neptune, so our dreams, our imagination is fired up. We can think, we can dream the future, we can see new ways of talking, new ways of being, new ways of using our words, new options. I mean, remember that Mercury in the Greek pantheon was known as Hermes, the messenger of the gods, and Hermes was the one that saves Persephone from the underworld. He's the only one, the winged messenger of the gods, who could go down into the underworld, could be clever enough to think his way, speak his way through the troubles and through the difficulties of going into the underworld. So think about how you speak, think about your thinking, ironically, but think about writing, how to be articulate. This is a good time to work on improving these forms of communication. So, I mean, as ever with a new moon, it's useful to look at your chart, find out where this new moon's falling. I mean, it's at 9 degrees. So 9 degrees of Gemini is going to be opposed Sagittarius 9 degrees. So if you have any planets at 9 degrees Sagittarius, this is going to impact you. Also, the other two mutable signs, we've got Pisces and we've got Virgo. If you've got any planets in those mutable signs around 9 degrees, you're going to have there's going to be an impact at this new moon. So look at what house it falls in your chart, because the house gives you an idea of the theme of the new moon and what it's going to be plugging into. So just quickly, I'll go through. The first house, remember, is self, the body, so communication about the self, about the body. The second house would be income, how you make money. The third would be siblings or the local community. The fourth would be the family. The fifth would be children or creativity. The sixth would be matters of health or troubles with health. The seventh would be relationships. The eighth would be death and the money of others. The ninth would be foreign travel, also higher learning. The 10th would be our legacy, our reputation. The 11th would be friends, groups. The 12th would be sorrow or institutions, or sometimes enemies with the 12th. So those are the houses. So wherever that new moon falls is a place to make your intention fit the area of life that it falls on. Anyway, I'm glad that we're out of eclipse season. We made it out of eclipse season. It might not have been easy for everyone, but we're on the other side, and this is our first lunation that we've had since that pair of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. And I think we can use this, and finally I come back to you and say we can use this instead of giving you terrible metaphors for how eclipses can be so unpredictable. But looking around in the collective, I've seen the unpredictability around. So anyway, that's pretty much what I have for you. As ever, I'm available for natal chart readings, synastry, transits. If you're looking for a reading, contact me, be happy to talk to you. And again, I'm repeating it, I know, but I've got that YouTube channel, MC-Astro, sticking MC-Astro Eclipse into the server, and it'll take you straight there. So please subscribe, please like, leave me a comment as ever. Anyway, I hope that this new moon in Gemini, 9 degrees on the 30th of May, that you do well. Hope that your communication's lifted. Hope that things go well for you. And I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Take care. Goodbye.